I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the April 21st, 2022 regular board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous board meeting.
I'll support it.
Been moved and supported that the minutes of the April 21st, 2022 regular board meeting be accepted and placed on file. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Being none, carried. You have a copy of your treasurer's report. Any comments? Suggestions? If not, I'll place that on file. They received the minutes from the April 6, 2022 regular planning commission meeting. Any comments from members of the planning commission? We also received the Manistee Township Zoning Appeals Board meeting, which was held October 26th.
It's the minutes. The minutes were approved because we finally had an appeals meeting, so
Okay.
previous minutes were approved.
Comments? Okay. Mr. Dotz isn't here. I didn't receive any notification. I know there's a business after hours this evening, and that possibly where it could be. Zoning Administrator Karen, you got anything going on in your office?
Yes. There was one new complaint of junk and blight. I've addressed that with a letter. There were 2 zoning permits issued and 11 requests for construction permits. I've received copies of the recorded road maintenance agreement from the current lot owners that are located in Wildwood Trail, Outback Ridge, and Valley View Ridge. The Planning Commission approved a special use application for family quarters to be constructed within an accessory building. The Zoning Board of Appeals granted a use variance to construct a small engine repair shop with living quarters to be located on Olson Road. The ZBA also held their organizational meeting and voted in Steve Dabrowski as secretary while Barry Elder remains chair. Prism Power contacted me to let me know that the Heathlands solar project has been pushed out to 2023 due to supply chain issues. And unfortunately, Culver's is no longer a viable project. Local contractors and subcontractors were not able to be secured, and the perimeter had to be extended to acquire potential workers. The bids that came in made the project financially unachievable right now.
It's unfortunate. Any questions? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Liquor Inspector, Rick, have you got anything going on?
Nothing new to report. It's a launch is open back up. The day I went there to do an inspection, they were doing reconstruction, so I was able to get in there until this next month. I'll get with them.
Nobody had trouble getting their new license street?
No, everybody's got a big license. I have pictures of everything, and everything's good.
Okay. Thank you.
I got a question. License. Heathlands going. I don't know what kind of license that is to sell here. Okay, I know it used to be inspected, right?
Right, yep.
Is that license a license to be sold or for sale? Is that,
That can be for sale, depending on what he does with it. He can put it in escrow and keep it
okay,
for as long as he wants and sell it to somebody else.
okay. I was just curious.
Are they going to upgrade as a golf course this summer?
No,
No. Okay.
as of right now, no.
It's closed.
Anything else? On the township update, the only things that a couple things that I have is that, there's been some repairs made to, the platform at Bar Lake at the outlet. There's been some breach grass planted, things are cleaned up around there. We have to repaint a handicap marking on the pavement. Bar Lake Road, if we have a heavy rain event, Bar Lake Road has an area where there's a substantial amount of water running across the road. I've been in contact with the road commission, I've been in contact with the drain commissioner. They're both working to remedy that, but it looks as though the road may have to be raised. I talked with a gentleman today that was involved with designing and implementing the Wetlands Act. And his suggestion to me was that there's a lot of water in that area, partially because of all the dead ash trees. Those ash trees no longer suck up any moisture out of that swamp and contributes to the high water volume in there. There's a rumor going around, or there is an opinion out there that Manistee Township is against the trails in the rec plan. That's incorrect. Manistee Township is not against the trails in the rec plan. Manistee Township was against the fact that they wanted to put property owners' names and the route that they requested in Appendix E of the rec plan. We didn't say anything about being against rec plan, or against the trails. So I hope that rumor will go away. The Township Fire Department had a close call day before yesterday over here in that high wind over here on Lake Shore Road. Fire had started right along the edge of the road and gone up into the hills, sand hills. It was difficult for them to work on, to fight, and the Forest Service came down and assisted. There were homes that were along the lake shore that were in imminent danger, but they got it under control, and it was very difficult for them. And the point of being that this was not a controlled burn, but it's very dry out there, and burn permits are required. Anything else?
Back on the Bar Lake, I was down there this evening and there's a post with a big chunk of cement on it rolling down the beach right now. It's too heavy to move.
One of the 4x4s from the old?
Yeah, one of the old ones, it's rolling down the beach
Over there.
on the edge.
It must have been out in the lake.
It must have been. It's up on shore right now, right on the edge. It's rolling down towards this Michigan State House.
Yeah, okay, thanks. And it's flowing, it keeps flowing.
Very, flowing very good. Yesterday I was down there was bass, perch, and suckers going on.
Was there?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Okay, that's all I have for township updates. Anybody else have anything? Next order of business is to appoint current member Todd Nelson as the zoning board of appeals alternate with a term ending of 4/30/2024.
I'd make a motion to appoint Mr. Mallison as ZBA alternate for the term ending 4/30/2024.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved and supported that Todd Nelson be appointed as a zoning board of appeals alternate with the term ending 4/30/2024. Any discussion? Call the roll, please. Okay?
You want to roll?
Yep. Just to be
Mr.
sure.
Finer,
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Taylor is yes. Ms. Berkowitz? I'm sorry, Ms. Jenkins?
Yes.
And Mr. Berkowitz?
Yes. Next order of business is a motion to modify current member Steve Dabrowski, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, to a term ending, his term will end rather than 4/30 of 2025, it will end 4/30 of 2023. And so that we have alternate members. All the terms ending alternately.
I'll make a motion to nominate Steve Dabrowski, term ending 4/30/23 rather than 4/30/25.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and supported that current member Steve Dabrowski's term ends April 30th of 2023 rather than April 30th of 2025. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Downs?
Yes.
Taylor is yes. Ms. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
And Mr. Berkowitz?
Yes. Thank you. Anything else? Okay. Anybody want to pay the bills?
We have a budget adjustment. Could I like the board to consider?
Tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can continue paying bills in those respective categories.
Okay. This whole page?
Yes.
You received a 2021-2022 budget line item change number 1, showing operating liquor sewer funds, development and operations, and fire department adjustments. Would you like to give us a short synopsis of?
Sure. At the top of it, it shows that we have received $15,430 in Little River revenue sharing grants, and the fire department has received donations of $550. Both of those are over and above what was on our budget last year. And I'd like to incorporate that into the current budget. Likewise, they have additional expenses. Towards the bottom of the page, you'll see the fire department, wages, maintenance and repairs, telephone, heat, electricity, education, and grant expenditures. And in order to keep our budget in line for the year and not pay for things outside of our budget, these adjustments would be necessary in order to continue paying the bills for them. With regard to the development and operations, that's a case of moving money from one line to another. In the sewer area, there are some bank charges coming up. So I have taken $100 out of sewer expense supplies to put into bank charges. With regard to liquor law, there are some bank charges again that we did not provide for in the original budget. Therefore, we're taking $100 out of office supplies and putting it into bank charges. And with regard to the other expenses, office supplies to treasurers is a new account so that we can track postage and expenses more closely by department. Assessor supplies doesn't have enough to cover the supplies that were assigned to the assessor so far this year. The capital outlay, we did not fund it all this year, but have expenses that need to be paid out of that area. Those would be for playground equipment, a teeter totter, I believe it is, and a cabinet in the boardroom, or the current boardroom. I've taken money out of the regular office supplies to fund the treasurer, took money from township building maintenance to fund the assessor supplies and the capital outlay at this time. There's no new money coming in there, there's no new money going out, it's simply adjusting the line item expenses.
Questions? If there being none, I'd entertain a motion to accept the recommended 2021 budget line item change number 1.
I'll make that motion.
Is there support?
I support.
Been moved, supported that we adopt recommended 2021-22 budget line item change number 1. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Seeing none, carried. Anything else? Entertain a motion to pay the bills for, let me see. Let me get this straight. April 1st, 2022 to April 30th, 2022, as well as income and health for the month of May.
I'll make the motion. Pay the bills as provided in incoming bills.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved, supported to pay our bills from April 1st to April 30th, 2022, as well as incoming bills for the month of May. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Being none, carried. Manistee County MTA meeting will meet Wednesday, May 25th at the Brown Township Hall on Coast Highway. Do you have an appeal?
Not at this time.
But if there is an appeal, Manistee Township Board of Appeals will meet Tuesday, June 7th, here at the Hall. Planning Commission will meet Wednesday, June 1st at 9 a.m. here at the Hall. Now, the trash day is being held this Saturday, the 14th, from 8:30 to 12:30 at the fire station across the hall, across the road. There is a note here, what's accepted, what isn't accepted. No liquids, hazardous materials of any kind, car batteries, tires, paint, motor oil, refrigeration units, antifreeze, hazardous materials, cylinders, construction materials, concrete, trees, branches, and yard waste. It's up to the discretion of the attendants whether it's hazardous or not. So, that'll be this Saturday, again from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. over at the fire station. The next regular meeting of the Manistee Township Board will be Thursday, June 9th at 7 p.m. here at the Township Hall. Any other comment? Public comment? Motion's in order.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Is there support?
I second that.
It's been moved, supported, we adjourn. All in favor?